Hello, everyone. I'm getting all of the thingies warmed up as per usual. Thank you guys always for being patient with me on staying on mute when I first get started. Good morning, Ruger, over on Twitchy. Dun, 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 dun. Just over here getting comfortable. Hello, No Name, Paul, BMC, Glizzy. Hello, guys. Is getting all this good stuff warmed up. Alrighty. Okay. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that stuff anymore. Let's see what it do, what it do, what it do, what it do, what it do. Cool beans. All right. Go. On we go. Hi, Austin. Good morning. Trying to say hello to everybody as they come in. Do keep in mind, I don't do that later on in the stream, so if I miss you, that's why. Hey, Kristen. Alrighty. Later predicts on climate change. Sorry, reading some headlines real quick. Already knew about some of that. Okay. Hello. Hello, Marco. Scarlett. Oh, thank you. And hey, Eric. Yeah, I'm not. I don't like any party. They all suck. Oh, what? This is actually funny. Oh my god. Oh my god, guys. Okay, I have to show you this. This is a TikTok from Gavin Newsom. Can it focus? My head's not in the picture. There we go. That's funny. Holy shit, that was funny. Sorry. I don't, that. That was funny. All right. Okay. Everyone that is coming in over on the portrait side, if you want a more tame chat and you happen to have premium, go over to the horizontal stream. Because you won't have to deal with some of the crazies that occur in these lives. Trying to see. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Hey, RJ. Tell the rest of the people to get in here. So rude. They should already be in here. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, premium for the win. I agree. Hey, Adrian. Thanks, guys. I did change that, right? Yeah, I did. Okay. Where be to everybody? You know, I can share it. Hey, Crow. Hey, Crow. We're gonna go shave the save. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm gonna pop this in your chat, RJ. Thank you, Crow. Look, it's a little dino reading a TikTok book. That's so funny. For people that are missing out on their RJ fix, we're gonna tell them all to come here. We'll see if they like it or not. Well, I don't know. No, I am not. I am not a. There we go. Everyone's in school or work where you live? It's Saturday. Work, I understand. School. You know what? It's today I learned, Soroski. Today I learned that is definitely true. Basically, Jackal, that's basically what it is. That is basically what this is. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Yes, it is. It is an oxymoron. I agree with you, Kristen. That's awesome, Sarah. Like, I wish. I wish I could. There's a lot of stuff for the reason why I can't. So, yeah, there's a reason why Friday's content is down for the moment, or Thursday's live is down for the moment on the tubes. I'm gonna take some stuff out. I gotta remember to take this out. The algo has been hijacked. What algorithm did I hijack, and how can I hijack it some more? Let me hijack the algorithm. Mwahaha. We'll see. I'm hoping to have a conversation with people, is what's going on, mob. Yeah, so I have a chai latte in in the kitchen right now, but I don't trust myself to not spill it all over my very nice computer. So went with this because I am an acknowledged klutz. It's all good. Hey, Blacktivist. Oh, thank you, Anima. We'll see. Y'all got some weird shit to talk about in these chats. Hey, Jamie. I'm doing well. Oh, perfect. We did hit 2,000 likes, so we can go through all of this. Hey, what's it mean, Snacks? I'm just curious real quick. Snacks, when you say that I am unemployed, what does it mean if you think that on a Saturday, right, that I should be working, what does it mean that you're commenting in my live? Are you not also unemployed then? Oh, got it. Otherwise, you're stealing your company's time and you should get out of the chat. Oh, what's available for you? Oh, it's just always at the beginning when I'm not on a call. Always at the beginning when I'm not on a call. So, good morning, folks, over on the Purple app. And we've got everybody finally trickling in on Tiki-Talkie. Oh, listen, Kelly, I agree with that. Like, I'm just saying, like, for somebody that wants to be like, you're unemployed, I'm like, it's Saturday. Now, granted, there are people that work on Saturday, and this is not to say anything bad about anybody that does have to work on Saturday, but it's Saturday. A good portion of the population is off on Saturdays. So, with that being the case, I know, RJ, you're like the other part of the population. If I would say a good portion, I'm going to say 60% of the American population, of the working population, is off on the weekends, or at least on Saturday, right? We're going to say 60%. So then the other 40% have to work. Okay. So this is normal. It is normal to be off on Saturdays. What? Y'all are so silly. You guys have nothing smart to say. If you're in my chat during the week, right? And you're commenting in my chat while you're calling me unemployed, then you must also be unemployed. Because why would you be in my chat? Hey, Phil. Do you guys not see how that works? If I'm unemployed, you must be too while you're typing in the chat, or you're stealing your company's time. And I hope you get written up for it. I hope you get found out and written up for it. That's all. I hope somebody walks in and they're like, you're not supposed to be on a social media application while you're sitting here at work not working. I don't want you to lose your job, but I want you to get found. And then maybe not doing that. I know it's Saturday, Gordo, but somebody else was calling me unemployed because I'm on live on a Saturday. Roll back the clip a little bit, Gordo, maybe by about 45 seconds to a minute. So. Lala, you changed your profile picture and I almost didn't know who you were. That sucks, Jamie. Again, this is why I said only about like 60% of the working population probably has Saturday off. We'll just say that. About 60%. So. I wish I was a vampire. That'd be kind of cool. I don't think I'd be up right now, though. Also, vampires are strange. So, no, I don't want I don't want blood. That's gross. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Oh, hey, how's it going? Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. How old are you?
I'm 27.
All right. And are you still supporting Trump?
I'm a little more on the fence now, but overall, somewhat.
Overall, somewhat. Okay. All right. And what issues are you having, or are you finding that you're having with Donald Trump or the MAGA movement right now?
Yeah, I really want them Epstein files released. He said he was going to do it, hasn't done it. What's up with that?
Not released. If you hear me typing, I'm taking notes because I realize my pen is in another room.
That's okay. It's more energy efficient and economic.
No, I prefer writing. Then I prefer typing because my keyboard is so loud. Listen, I don't know. I hear that the committee, the congressional committee, did get another 8,000 pages from the estates. So hopefully we'll see those soon and we can find out more information. But I mean, honestly, I don't know why everybody keeps citing it, and I do mean everybody because I don't think this is necessarily a partisan issue.
Yeah, it's a little fishy at least. But did you see that new JFK stuff they released? They just released a bunch of new footage and videos. Maybe a distraction or something.
It's usually a distraction.
Yeah, they just released a bunch from like Fox and CNNBC, and apparently shows this Oswald guy with JFK at the time of the shooting.
Interesting. Okay.
So, yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know. I personally don't really care about that as much because that was a long time ago, right?
I mean,
no, the fact is that everybody from that time period is no longer like around, right? Like unless this person was unless the person was 18 that took him out, then they're probably not here or they're probably no longer mentally competent to stand trial anymore. So that's why I'm saying like I don't care. I care more about the Epstein files than I care about JFK's assassination, right? I care more about the Epstein files than I care about Amelia Earhart. I care more about the Epstein files than I care about basically any other things that he could be declassifying of people that are gone for a while, right? Like this is something that's affecting real people that were under the age of 18 when they faced sexual abuse on the islands, on the planes, from Epstein, whatever. Like, and the victims came out and spoke. And so this is important to them. So I'm supporting the victims of that. So you bringing up like Epstein, cool, that's fine. I understand that. But then you're pivoting right into JFK to me seems a little disingenuous counterpoint to your first argument.
Well, I'm saying it's the same deal. Like
it's
if you're
not
saying,
the same.
okay, those people. Well, okay, I understand. You said those are victims that are probably past, probably before our time.
No, I
May I
mean
remind you
JFK is
that,
prior to
yeah,
our time. Like that's
exactly,
that's a
that those victims
point
are no
blank.
longer around, right?
Right, but we have
What
real
about
life
Robert
living.
Kennedy Jr., who's like a super political figure right now?
I don't
What about him?
really RFK is Looney Tunes
But he's not a victim? He's
of
past?
somebody that
He's
he
beyond our
probably
time?
like oh you mean of
I
his
think he's more
family
relevant
that
now.
oh, okay, whatever. Do you want
That's
to
what
just
I'm
pivot
saying.
to
It's like,
him or do you want to stay on the conversation of what has you questioning your support of Trump and the MAGA movement?
oh no, no, I'm always gonna support red. I mean, I'm not an idiot. But
Oh.
to be quite frank, if he
Actually, I
doesn't
would
do the
think that
things
somebody
that
that's
he's
not
gonna
able to
do,
criticize their own party, question their own party, and look at other parties and say that I'm always going to vote red is in fact an idiot. Because that means
that
that,
might
sorry,
make
that
me a
that's
hypocrite
a
if I don't
no, that
investigate my own
implies to
views.
me that
That's right.
you lack in critical thinking if you're not even going to make a consideration for the other side, right? So you
I
saying I'm
consider it.
always going to vote red, you've already lied then. So why are you lying to me? Oh, wait, no,
I
I guess
don't
that
see
makes
any.
sense. If you believe in lying so easily like that, then I guess it does make sense why you support the lying liar of a president.
So okay, a bit of conflation there,
No, it's
but
not. It
let's.
just does make sense
Okay.
that if you're going to lie as something
Oh,
so
it does.
simple that you can, like saying that you can be critical and then showing that you're not going to be critical of the party by saying, I'm always going to vote red. So which one was the lie, that you are always going to vote red or that you do actually consider other parties?
That's actually a fallacy.
No,
You
which one
can't
was
just
the
say that I'm.
lie?
If one of them's a lie, then the other one's the truth, right? So I can't lie twice
Yeah.
about the same
Yeah, so
stance.
that's why I said
So
which one was the lie? Is it that you
neither.
actually consider both sides or that you only vote red? Which one was the lie?
So far, up to the 27 years, it's always
Oh,
been
sorry.
red when
You
I've
didn't say
considered
only
anything.
vote red. You said I will always vote red. I will
Yep.
always
Then
vote
that,
red. So if you're
then
always
hundreds
going
of
to vote
no's
red, then
for
that
one
means you
side.
give maybe 1% of consideration to the other side because you have no hopes of you're not already even considering them that they are a likely candidate or a likely possibility, which to me there means that you lack in critical thinking skills, you're unable to be critical of the party itself or you're just a liar because then you're flat out
Well,
lying to me that so you're not able to actually be let's see, you're not actually able to be honest
pick my
about
words.
what you would consider inside of a party because you've already said I will always vote red. I will
Oh,
always
it's
vote
my
red. And
turn to
then when I
call you out.
questioned you on it, you're like, "Well, I do consider the other side." But no, you don't. If you're going to
How
make the
did I not
claim,
consider the
I
other
always
side?
I always vote red, does not mean that
Yeah,
you're going to consider the other side. I always vote red. What does that mean?
I
You're
always have.
always going to vote no, no, you said I will always vote red. I will
Yeah,
always vote red.
I
Not
have
I
so far.
have. You
Probably
said
will
I
so in the
will.
future.
Yeah, see? Exactly. So you're not consider no, so what you said originally was I will always vote red, and then you said because you're not an
No,
idiot,
it's
right?
wrong.
So what
Yeah,
you're saying
because
is
I'm not an
here's what
idiot.
it is, right? So here's what it is. You said you will always vote red, which means you never consider the other side of the aisle. You never consider them. That's literally what that means. I'm sorry, you don't understand the words that you are using in the sentence that you have said, okay?
You know what
And then you're
conflate
also
means?
implying that when you say
Because you're
because I'm not
doing
an
it right now.
idiot, because I'm not an idiot, you're also saying that the other
Are you
side, you
listening
think
to
that they're
me? Am I on
automatically
mute, guys?
idiotic. So
I think I'm on mute.
I'm so sorry. No, you're not on mute.
I
I
know
can
you
hear you
might,
just fine. The point is,
but
I don't
not
let
in your
people
ears.
talk over me. I don't let people talk over me, nor do I allow them to interrupt my sentences to get me off
You just
track so
don't
I
allow
can
them to
continue to
talk.
talk. No, I
You
just
don't talk.
continue to
You
talk
just
while you're
talk
actively
to me.
trying to
This is
interrupt my
called a
sentences.
rant.
I'm
This
so
is
sorry
called a
that you don't
rant.
understand the words that you are saying. And so when somebody
Yeah.
calls you out and points out to you that words have meaning and you get a little upsetty spaghetti, that's honestly a you
Me
problem and not
upsetty
a me
spaghetti. I think
problem.
that might be you getting a little upsetty spaghetti over there. I'm relaxing on my Saturday, fully employed. I'm doing great. I'm doing
Yeah.
really great.
Oh, what do you get out of saying that?
Comfort? I hope
No.
that you're also
What do
feeling
you
that
get out
same
of
level of
saying?
comfort on a nice Saturday.
What do you Yeah, see, this is my amusement for to start my Saturday because I like starting my Saturday off laughing.
Isn't this your job?
No,
Do you not have a job?
I do. That's why I was gonna ask
What's
you,
your
what do
job?
you get off of out of saying like fully employed? Like,
Oh, I am.
yeah,
Are you?
congratulations. So
Thank
is
you.
guess what? 95.7% of the working population of America are actively fully employed.
That's
Sorry,
awesome. I'm glad to be a part of that. Hell yeah. I hope it gets higher.
95.7%. My math was a little bit off. Wow.
That's pretty low, actually. Unemployment's at 3 point, like what,
It's at
3.7,
4.3.
3.5?
No, it's at 4.3.
4.3.
Yeah, it went
So it's
up.
95.7
Yeah.
less employment.
Yep.
That's not bad. That's pretty good.
Cool. It actually went up.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's under 5%. That's
No, it's
that's pretty
actually
good.
under
Or
4% is the
5.7.
target. Under 4% is the target goal of unemployment in our country because under 4% is basically fully employed. So because we're
That's
over
true.
4%, the fact is that unemployment is not good. And that is exactly why the Fed lowered the interest rate. They said that we have an unstable job market, and we can see that we're continuing to lose
Uh-huh.
jobs. And also, of course, inflation is continuing to climb as well. So we have an unstable inflation right now, and we're still not seeing the full
It
effects
is
of the
above
tariffs.
2%. It is above 2%. You're right. Inflation's whack. That's true. That's
Yeah.
what I do
Mm-hmm.
hope gets better.
Sure.
But it's actually pretty good to have inflation, to have unemployment. Inflation never good. Unemployment, it's good to have above 4% every now and then
Actually,
because
to
you know
have
what
no
happens if it's
employment would
lower?
be stagnation, and that's not a good thing.
Exactly. But
No, no, not to
no
have inflation.
unemployment.
No, sorry, I said
No,
that
no, no, I'm
wrong.
not talking about
Not
inflation.
to
That's
have
okay.
no, you said not having inflation, like no inflation is a good thing. You're incorrect.
Well, you
No
need
inflation
some,
is
but not growth.
stagnation. No, you need inflation. Inflation
You
has
need
to be,
2% every year of
yeah,
GDP, 2% inflation. We're way above that. So
yeah,
that's not like on a regular conditions, that would be true. But with inflation so high, you need to
mm-hmm.
have a little bit more unemployment. You know
No,
why?
we don't. That's actually, again, that's the exact reason why the Fed lowered the interest rate is because our job market is unstable, and so is our economy with the inflation. So because both of these factors are in fact unstable, that's the only reason why they lowered the inflation to hopefully attempt to spurn on, sorry, they lowered the interest rates to spurn on job growth. And they already are knowing when they did that, they acknowledge, right, that inflation is likely to increase, so we can get our jobs, our unemployment back down to the target amount of less than 4%.
So the reason that a lot of unemployment's higher right now is also why it's a kind of a beneficial thing, especially for some of us younger. You sound under 30. For some of us younger folks, why it's fantastic is it allows us to move up and down the chain, right? I can go get a higher job at Netflix and Amazon and any of these larger companies because there is more availability. You're right. It's not as secure. I might only work there for like 5 to 10 years, not like a full 40-year career like a lot of people are hoping. But to be quite frank, you're a lot higher chance to get hired right out of college into those positions because people are looking. So you're right. Inflation, that's out of my hands. I don't have a big dial here that can turn it up or down. That's the Federal Reserve. That's everything economic, international policies. I don't know those numbers yet. I'll call them next. How about that? But for right now, you should look at this job market like, hey, there is a lot of availability. There is a lot of high demand for people that are young,
It's actually not
resourceful,
true. So
energetic.
at
Yeah,
the
I think it
moment,
is
our
true.
number, it's actually not true. Again, like
Yeah,
according
it's
to
true
all
for
of the
everyone my
August
age.
data, I'm going to help you out with
Yeah,
something.
but you're looking at
I
stats. I'm talking
know,
about abstract. You know how many people I've hired this
oh
month?
gosh, you don't even understand what you're talking about. Also,
I
TikTok,
don't
the
think you've
likes
ever
should,
worked at a corporate
you
job. I
can
don't think you've ever
stop for
worked
a
in a
second,
business
dude.
environment.
Dude, okay.
Yeah, I think you don't really know what you're talking.
Oh, I put him on hold and he hung up. Okay. Let me be clear, guys. Right now, there are more people available unemployed that can work than there are jobs available in the United States of America. That's the problem. There are more people available to work than there are jobs available in America. Companies are not hiring. Lord have mercy. That's great for us younger people. Woo! Yay! Woohoo! TikTok. Let's get the likes up to, we should have already been at 25,000 likes 7 minutes ago. And can we get 5 more people to send a heart me? I'd appreciate that. I'll cut it down so that there's only 4. That's not what I wanted to do. There, I sent one myself. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there? Thank you guys.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
I'm 26.
26. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And what has you questioning today your support of Donald Trump or the MAGA movement?
The Epstein files and his performance at the UN.
Okay. Okay. What about the UN? What about his UN performance? I haven't had a chance to talk about this, so I'm quite curious.
Sorry. Say that again? My bad.
What about his UN performance?
So right now the UN is laying the groundwork for digital ID, which I completely disagree with. But he didn't say a word about it, though. So that's concerning.
Okay. Interesting.
For something that's a major red flag and caution for most of the population over there, you would think he would say something about it, like, "Hey, don't do this," but I guess that wasn't part of his priorities.
Yeah, no, I think he was more concerned about the escalator and the teleprompters that he mentioned both of them about 5 times throughout a speech or more.
Dang.
Yeah. He
But
mentioned them a
no,
lot.
I don't agree with everything that he's doing, but you know, if he doesn't get the job done, who will? So at least we have someone that's not, well, I mean, all politicians are liars.
Oh,
Donald Trump has
can
lied
you
several times.
awesome. Can you tell me 3 lies that you know he's told just since he's been president this term, since he was inaugurated on January 20th?
Well, he said he'd take care of the Epstein files, but
That would have been a campaign promise, not what he said while he's been president. In fact, while he's been president, he's called them a hoax. So that's not true. That wasn't the lie. So can we get 3 lies?
well, I mean, I can't come up with it right now.
Oh. Hmm.
But I'm sure that you might have some written down.
Oh, I don't need them written down. I actually just have a pretty good memory for it. So let's try. So last week on Monday, he met with the president of South Korea, and he told the American people on his, press, right? Because the press were in the room with him, and well, sorry, with them. And he said that under Joe Biden's administration, Joe Biden did away with the SMA agreement that we had with South Korea. Do you think that was true?
I don't have that good of a memory, and I wouldn't know enough about that topic. What do you think?
What do I think? Well, I've actually researched it because I was very curious. SMA stands for Special Measures Agreement. So what that was is it's an agreement that we've had for a while, right? It's where South Korea agrees to pay us a portion of us having 2 Air Force bases in South Korea, right? It's like a mutual agreement to continue to have us stationed there. Okay.
Right.
And under Joe Biden, in fact, it was the amount that South Korea agreed to spend went increased 13%. So he didn't lower it, nor did he get rid of it. In fact, it was increased. So yeah, Donald Trump
And
lied. And
Tell
since
me
you
more about the other lies.
yeah, and did you watch, you said you watched his UN speech?
I've watched part of it. I didn't watch all of it though.
Oh, okay. Well,
But
did you
I
hear him
think that
talk about ending 3 wars or 7 wars? My bad.
I know about the like when he's called about like what was it? India and Pakistan.
Uh-huh.
And things looked like they could have gone really off the rails there, but I'm glad that it got settled.
Yeah, did he do it?
I'm pretty sure.
How did he do it? Can you explain it to me?
I'm pretty sure he probably used some leverage against them, something that
How?
we don't know about.
Well, tell
Some
me.
negotiation tactics, you know, art of the deal. So I don't really know all the leverage he has against them, but I'm sure he might have used some of it.
Hmm. Interesting. So why does India say that Donald Trump had nothing to do with their agreement with Pakistan?
I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, I think that it's because India has always had a very set rule as far as international relations, with no country being involved with their politics over it regarding Pakistan. India has always been very, very clear about don't get in between us and Pakistan because they've always had disagreements with Pakistan. Always. This is a
Then maybe he might have
historical
reached
thing.
out to only Pakistan then.
Ah. So, what does that do for India then? How can you take claim for it if you only talk to one side?
I don't know. What do you think?
I'm asking you.
My guess is that either India's lying, Pakistan um, might have gone to say, "Hey, we're going to attack," or they were planning for the attack, and he somehow stopped them. Or there might have been some other third thing that I don't know.
Mm. Would it interest you to know that Pakistan has been considering withdrawing their Nobel Peace Prize recommendation to Donald Trump for his assistance in ending the war?
No, I did not know about that.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that
Ah, that's
third
actually
lie you
perfect.
said.
So, you did you watch the Pakistan's
That's awesome.
the Prime Minister of Pakistan's speech at the UN?
No, I did not. What did he say?
Oh, he said that India never accepted third party mediation in their conflict.
Well, it's a
So
good thing
he
that they haven't
admitted
gone to
that
violence
they didn't
then.
actually, he didn't have anything to do with it. He still thanked them for making a call during a speech, but he also said that Donald Trump, India never agreed to them helping.
Then what do you think could have been the causes why they didn't go forward with the violence?
Why? Because Pakistan knew that they were in the wrong when their citizens killed Indian citizens.
Do you think it was an um like, hey, we're not gonna go forward with this, but we're not gonna say anything, or do you think it was more like did they admit that they were wrong, or did they just ignore it and say, let's stop while we're going, so that way it doesn't get any worse?
Oh, I'm sure they said let's not escalate it. And also because it's always been a thing where foreign countries are able to solve their own conflicts. So, for example, do you think that Donald Trump had anything to do with Thailand and Cambodia?
I'm not sure. What do you think?
Oh, I know that they didn't. So 3 days before they announced their ceasefire that was arranged in Malaysia, they also like Donald Trump called them, right? And he's like, I called them. All right, he said it. He said it themselves. He said it himself that he made a phone call to them, right? But they made press statements saying that they didn't want help from the United States of America. Literally. They made press statements 3 days before they met in Malaysia and came to an agreement. So Donald Trump is basically winning a participation trophy for making a phone call.
Hmm.
And I
Yeah,
thought that
I
the Republican
honestly,
Party didn't believe in participation trophies.
yeah. Honestly, I don't agree with being the world's police. I think we need to figure out what we're doing at all the bases around the world.
Mm-hmm.
I know that if we weren't in the way, some of it might get out of hand really quickly. But honestly, if we're still losing soldiers worldwide in foreign nations, I think that that's kind of pathetic. I really think that we need to wrap it up. Not like the disaster that was Afghanistan, but wrap it up, get everything situated,
Yeah.
move the military equipment back to America, and get our soldiers and our military and our bases out of different countries. I know that if we weren't in the way of China invading Taiwan, it'd become a problem. But other than that, and other than the conflict with Ukraine and Russia and the conflict with Gaza and Israel, I think that we should just remove our bases from the rest of the world and bring them back to America. Because we can't be the world's police forever.
Gotcha. So there's no
Like,
strategic reason for
my,
us to have any basis in any part of the world. Very interesting.
well,
Okay.
I mean, we could be the world's police forever.
It has nothing to do with us being the world's
But,
police. So at that point, we should also remove all of our U.S. Embassies in the rest of the world too, right?
well, I don't know. I just don't like it when we get the news that, oh, more soldiers are dying worldwide.
Uh-huh.
Great.
Yeah.
When's
Well,
that going to stop?
couldn't tell you. So, well, man, I don't know. You seem to ask a lot of questions to me with not knowing anything yourself. So I appreciate your time, but I hope you have a good Saturday.
Did you want to continue this talk or did you want to
Nah,
stop?
we're good.
All right. Have a good day.
Okay, bye. All right. There we go. Let me go through this. Just a reminder on the Purple app, you guys can send bits and it gets your message displayed on the screen. Good Saturday, cuties and beauties. Hopefully, everyone's having a wonderful day. And remember your daily dose of hydration and snackies, also food in general. Stay amazing. She's a really good speller. You gather a bunch of good spellers, put them in a room, tell them fix the government, and they come up with debates on YouTube against naive callers. Okay. I don't know what that. Thank you, Keg, for the 10. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there? Lizard. Go away, Lakin. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
6-7, 6-7,
You're back?
6-7, 6-7,
43?
6-7,
46?
6-7.
89? Oh, okay. I thought I'd say enough back to him to get him to hang up. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hello?
Hi, how old are you?
Old enough.
No. TikTok terms of service. How old are you?
It's called Fuck You, Trump's the President.
Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
I'm here. How are you?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
I'm 47.
All right. And are you still supporting Trump?
TV off. Hang on. Put the mute on the television. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I voted for him. Pretty much. I voted for him against Biden and Kamala.
Okay, I don't care about why
I
anybody
don't completely agree with everything that he does. You know, what was your question?
Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Am I still supporting him? Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. Glad we cleared that up. Um, and so what has you calling in today that for questioning your support in Donald Trump and or the MAGA movement?
Yeah, well, there was a couple of things when people called in reference to release of the
I would
Epstein files.
prefer you to just bring up your own topic.
Well, we'll go with the Epstein files. There's a couple of things about that. There has been a lot released on that. If you go to the court documents and whatnot, that has been made public. A lot of people just don't do it. I'd like for them to see and put it on the National Archive site. I think they should. It's public information. It can be read. Also, there is the matter of Giselle's appeal. She's currently in appeal right now.
Mm-hmm.
So there's information in there that implicates her that can be used against her, and that appeal, releasing that information, could possibly grant her an appeal, which I'm sure we can all agree none of us want to see. What else? There is there's victims, obviously. There's information about victims that they want to protect victims. I mean, there's a lot to not releasing. And those are points that never get brought up.
Okay, I don't know why you had to defend it for yourself instead of talking about what has you questioning
Well, I
your
think it should be
support.
talked about. You know, people are saying, release the
Well, if
files,
it's
release the
something that
files.
you saw that I didn't say on that topic, so I don't know why you decided to use my platform to get that off your chest. Next time, man, just start your own life.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, so what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement?
At this moment, the only thing that's questioning it probably is
You're awesome.
I'm dating a woman who's very anti-Trump. That's a big one. But I mean, at this moment, oh God, what kind of things I don't like about Trump? Sometimes I wish he'd take his foot out of his mouth. You know, there's a lot about him I wish he would just be a little bit more presidential, a little bit more dignified. That was the one thing I liked about B-Rock, President Obama. He handled the White House a lot better with a lot more dignity. There's a few things. I'm not so sure. Let me see what big one that I don't like about Trump.
Well, let's try this then. Are you willing and able to admit that Donald Trump is actively lying to you since he was inaugurated on January 20th?
About?
Anything.
Well, you got to give me a subject.
Yeah, it can be about anything. This is just a broad question. Can you admit that Donald Trump has actively lied to you since his current administration started January 20th?
Well, I'd have to say no because I don't know the subject line.
Well, it's not a subject line. This is a question. So if you had said yes, I would have asked you, tell me 3 lies that you know Donald Trump has told since he's been inaugurated this presidency.
At this point, I can't think of any.
You can't think of any lies.
It would be getting blasted. It would be getting blasted right at this moment, and I haven't seen any. Do you have any you can give me that we could talk about?
Yeah, there's so many. By chance, are you an hourly employee? I don't need to know how much you make. It just
no, that's fine. No, I'm an hourly employee with bonus. With
bonus, do you ever get overtime?
A lot of it, yeah.
A lot of it. Awesome. Is that still taxed?
That's taxed at the moment. The way that's going to work is at the end of the year. Okay, when you file your taxes. Okay, say I make $20 an hour.
Oh, sir, I don't need you to explain to me how it's going to work. I've read the bill, so I'm just asking a broad question. I'm gonna go into it afterwards. So I just want to be clear. Your overtime is still actively being taxed, coming out of your paycheck, correct?
Correct.
Correct. Awesome. Now, when we're talking about that, has at any point Donald Trump made that clear that that's what it's going to be, or has he just said there's no tax on overtime? Overtime is not being taxed anymore.
Well, the overtime wage, that's pretty much what I've heard him say. But most people, if you're intelligent enough, you'll go read it. It's very easy to Google.
Oh,
I
people
did it
don't.
immediately.
Sorry, sir. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Most of our United States, unfortunately, have a reading level of the third grade. They don't
Well,
read
we could agree on
things.
that,
Or
certainly.
sorry, the fifth grade. My bad. The
Yeah.
fifth grade, right? So
Wait,
you can say that all you want. You can hope and pray that people are actually going to, read, but they're not going to. Most of them don't even know anything past it being called the big beautiful bill. They don't know that the bill number, or that Congress goes by bill numbers and not just bill names.
Sure. I
Like
couldn't even tell
so,
you what the bill number is. If you could tell me, I'd be rather impressed, to be honest.
HR1. It's probably
Okay,
the easiest bill number that anyone can remember, which is why I'm like, guys, you should know it. It's not hard.
Well,
Um,
what about it is a lie, other than the fact that Trump isn't very good about explaining stuff?
Awesome. Is there a cap?
As far as I know, at least none that will affect me. There could be. I know if you're making over $250,000 a year, you can forget about it.
No, it's less than that.
Is it less than that? What is it?
So it's $150,000 is the cap, because you've already admitted that you're not married, so that would be your cap, right? And not only
Yeah.
that, is it just $50, but I'm sorry, 150, but it has a limit on how much you can claim as a tax deduction. Now tell me, how quickly do you make about $12,500 in overtime?
How quickly would I make it?
Yeah.
If I had to guess, that's probably 6 months.
6 months. Yeah. So you only get to take away 6 months of your overtime then.
Yeah, the way it's going to work is, like, for example, if I make, like I said, I'm only going to get back the portion that is actually overtime. So if your regular pay is 20 or overtime is 30, and it's $10 an hour, you're only getting that portion back, like you just mentioned, up to, what was the cap on that?
12,500. And no, sir, you're not just taxed on that 0.5%. You're taxed extra on that 1.5%. You're taxed extra on the entire thing. So if your regular pay was $20 and so your overtime pay is $30 an hour, you're taxed on that whole $30 in a different.
So you're saying on the regular $20 an hour, your rate actually is going up?
No, I'm talking about your everybody knows that overtime pay is taxed at a higher rate, right?
Correct. And
Correct.
Anybody who's gotten it certainly seen it in their check.
Correct. Yeah. So when it comes to your actual overtime pay, that whole $30, not just that $10, is taxed extra, because you are paid $30. If you make $20 an hour, you are paid $30 for every single hour that you work. If it only taxed the $10, you wouldn't even be seeing that much in overtime pay to start with, because you have regular pay and then you have overtime pay. There are two different columns on pay stubs. So those are taxed, like that overtime line, that entire $30 is taxed separately. It's not just for giving it based off of the $10 extra an hour.
So what you're saying is that by the way Trump worded it, it was misleading. You're saying it was a lie. To me, it might sound a little bit more misleading. But I guess you could define a lie as misleading.
Well, if you don't ever
let's be honest, you really think Trump's read the tax, but Trump probably hasn't read the tax bill.
Oh no,
He's got
probably
advisors
hasn't.
telling him.
Yeah, I would almost guarantee.
Let's be honest, he probably hasn't.
Yeah, I would almost guarantee he hasn't read it. We already know that he can't read.
Yeah, I could probably agree that he hasn't. Yeah, and that's is a problem with Trump. Again, which goes back to what I said. Sometimes I wish he would learn to keep his mouth shut.
I mean, that has nothing to do with keeping your mouth shut. But that's just lying about what you promised.
What was another one? You said 3.
Oh, sir, I've got Trump lies for days. I don't.
Give me another one. Let's see if we can talk about it.
Sure. Has Trump ended 7 wars?
Okay, so I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran of 2 wars.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. But yeah, I think there's a lot more that goes into a war and ending a war than just one person.
Okay. So
yeah, for any one person to make a claim that they did that is foolish for anyone to believe. Particularly with what's going on now. I mean, he certainly, like the moment he said, "I could end this war in a day," I immediately knew that was BS. You know, I mean, anybody who thought that he could actually do that was fooling himself. What I do admire is that he's not giving up. And what I did not like from the Biden administration was the lack of effort to even try. That bothered me, at least in Trump's case. He has him and Marco Rubio and a lot of people within his staff. Let's be honest, it's not just Donald Trump, but they're still making very good efforts to at least continue to try to end the war. Mm-hmm. Also with Gaza and Israel, everybody wants to see that ended.
Well, I think you're getting away from my point, right? Because Donald Trump hasn't claimed that he's ended those wars, right? He's very much aware that those ones are still going on, right?
What are you talking about? India and Pakistan, Somalia, all those?
Yeah, there's a bunch. He actually hasn't claimed anything for Somalia.
Yeah, you can forget about ending India, Pakistan. That conflict has been going on for a long time, and I don't ever see it being resolved. You've also got China getting involved too. It's not just India, Pakistan.
No, India and Pakistan signed a ceasefire agreement after the last escalation where Pakistan went in and unfortunately killed civilians of India, right, with the bomb. They did sign a peace agreement, or sorry, ceasefire.
Pakistan,
but
in my opinion, that's certainly the instigator there.
They were. There's no denying
they're
that.
a little bit more of the instigator there.
You're awesome.
And also, India has when it comes to their nuclear deterrent, they will not use nuclear weapons. They have agreed and signed off to not use nuclear weapons unless they're used against them. Mm-hmm. Pakistan doesn't have that.
No, correct.
Pakistan has not signed that and does not have that and will not sign that. As a matter of fact, they're the only nuclear nation other than North Korea that will not make that agreement. China's done it. Russia's done it. Excuse me. Actually, I think Russia backed out of it.
Yeah, no, Russia's agreement is expiring.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's what I've been hearing.
Yeah, it's expiring.
The nuclear or whatever, non-proliferate, whatever that agreement was.
Nuclear non-proliferation agreement.
Yeah, and then there was Somalia. I know a little bit about Somalia.
He never
personally.
took credit for Somalia, so that's not even one of the ones he took credit for. Next.
What were some of the other ones? Because I was actually personally involved in something in Mogadishu, so.
Yeah, no, he hasn't said anything in his
giant shit show there.
Or he's like, I ended 7 wars in 6 months of presidency. He didn't say anything about Somalia. Okay.
That sounds like Donald Trump.
Yeah, except the voice. I acknowledge I can't get the voice itself down. I sound like, I don't know what I sound like. I sound like me. So let's see. The Democratic Republic of the Congo and Rwanda.
Okay. Yeah, no, I know a little bit about Rwanda. That's and the Congo. It's been
yeah. So
what? That's a lot of your blood diamond stuff comes out of there. What was? Did he claim he ended some sort of?
Yeah, he's claimed that he ended the entire. He's like, I ended a 30-year war in the Congo. They said it could never be solved. I ended it, and yet the issue is right. The issue is that it was never the Rwandan government, right, that was instigating these wars or the acts against the Congo, right? After if anyone's watched Hotel Rwanda and you haven't, you should definitely watch that to see
it's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while with Don Cheadle in it.
I don't remember who the actors were.
Don Cheadle, the one who played Iron Man.
I don't
played Man of War in Iron Man.
I promise you, I don't pay attention to actors. So
okay.
Yeah, I don't really care. I barely watch movies. Anyways, if you haven't watched it, you need to watch it because that explains the whole start of this conflict or the overall escalation, right?
Right.
And so everyone's saying you at least have the movie right, but I guess the name was wrong or mispronounced, but I don't know
Are
how
they
it
saying
anyways.
it's wrong? Yeah, I can't
So the issue
try to
is
pull
it's
this
the
up.
have you ever heard of the M23s?
No,
No, so
but if you talk about it, I may
an
have heard.
actual rebel militia group that's in Rwanda that is actually the one that was still continuing on with the war.
Mm-hmm.
So the issue is while Rwanda themselves said, yeah, we agree not to fight you guys because we weren't the ones doing it anyways, wink wink nudge nudge. There's a reason for that.
Mm-hmm.
They signed the agreement, but the people that are actually committing the acts of killing people
Mm-hmm.
were not directly affiliated with their government. So they get a pass because the M23 has killed, since this agreement was signed, just in a 2-week period, they killed 153 Congo
Okay,
citizens.
yeah. So I saw a lot of that.
Yeah.
There was unfortunately in the continent of Africa, you see this a lot.
I don't need
With
that whole
militia
like
groups and whatnot.
backstory. Yeah,
Yeah,
the problem
yeah.
is we have proof, like they've already found proof that the government of Rwanda was in fact funding the M23 militia group.
That's an interesting spin there. And what are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on why they were
I
doing that?
mean,
Why to draw attention, to
I
bring
don't
in
care
foreign
about the
aid?
why. The point is the fact that they were being funded, and even then, like Rwanda saying, "Hey, we're not going to fight you anymore." They didn't sign anything about no longer funding
You
them,
think they were
so they
paying
still
them
get
off?
a pass. Well, no, it's very similar to like Iran in funding all of the different terrorist organizations that we recognize, right? It's no different than that. They can do
Iran, yeah,
whatever they
like
want.
Hezbollah and yeah, and
Yeah. So because
well,
they didn't sign,
Hamas. Well, people were. I know Trump's labeled them. Hamas is actually a legitimate tribe. There's 7 major tribes. I know he labels them. Now they're certainly the most radical and militant of the 7 tribes of Palestine. But he's labeled them a terrorist group, which is essentially labeling a tribe. Hezbollah. That's more of a. I could see where there would be more of a terrorist in the Houthis. They kind of went into certain areas very differently. They're not. That whole situation with Israel is it's touchy. It's extremely touchy, and Iran being a sovereign country and being on the national stage has somewhat mastered using these smaller factions,
This guy
essentially tooling
doesn't
them out
understand the purpose of an
to do their
example
dirty
and
work
just
for them, so they
uses
can
it to
stand back with their hands in the air and
go
say
on a
it's not
different
us.
tirade.
You know, it's 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 kind of a touchy situation, Gaza. Now, I would like to see the end to this. I do. I have always supported Israel, but I think it's getting to the point where it's too far. Are you still there?
yeah, I'm still here. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought we got cut off.
No,
I
you're
think it's
good.
gotten to the point.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think it's gotten to the point to where it's gone too far. Especially when you see images of the entire Gaza area just completely demolished.
No,
And
Paul, he doesn't stop.
there needs to be a stop to this. Hamas is not going to release the remainder of the hostages. It's the only leverage they have.
Israel has no
I'm
leg
not.
to stand on when they literally knowingly flooded tunnels, saying that it's because all of the
It's gone too
terrorists,
far.
all of the Hamas were.
Yeah.
Well, this was directly after October 7th, that they flooded the tunnels that Hamas was using to escape with prisoners, and then bitches and
Inside of it.
cries about how they're being returned bodies
Is
of
that confirmed?
prisoners.
Is that confirmed through legitimate sources? Do you think? I mean, I know they.
Oh, what you mean
I
confirm
heard
that some
about
of the
that. Did
bodies that were returned of hostages that they were
Israel
flooded?
admit to
Yeah.
it?
Israel's never
You know,
going to admit
you have
to
to
it,
also
dude.
you have to also one thing I
Where are we
understand
at?
though is bombing cities And when you bomb a city, the way they've bombed it,
Oh
there's
no, dude,
infrastructure obviously
they
underneath
did
the
a
ground,
two-tap hit on a
and water lines
hospital.
and water mains. Yeah, and water.
They did
Yeah,
a two-tap hit
yeah.
on a hospital. The same
I know they did.
tactics that actual
I
terrorist
yeah,
organizations use, like the
I know they
Taliban,
did.
right?
I know they
Yeah,
did, and I
no, I'm
disagree with that.
sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I know they did.
sure.
And that's when I say this has gone too far. Because, like,
Oh,
for example, when I was in
yeah.
VFA 41 off the USS Nimitz, and we did a lot of bombing inside of Baghdad with our jets. We were very
I honestly,
aware of trying not to bomb areas where there were civilians, and we would wait out certain targets until they left certain areas to bomb them. Israel has leveled that, and it's gone too far. So
yeah.
that situation is bad, real bad.
Okay, well,
What do you want to keep talking, or am I taking up too much time? You want to take another call?
yeah, I'm gonna move on to another call, man. You have a good
Okay,
rest of
I
your
understand.
Saturday.
Yeah, I'll subscribe to your page. It's interesting.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Have a good one.
Okay, bye. I'm gonna read through some of these. Thank you, RS, for the 10 joules. I appreciate that. A lot of people can read, but only 1% of any of them can do calculus, i.e., we think therefore society, thus society is ASS. Thanks, Keg, for the 5. Also, thank you, TDS, for the 5 for this. I'm gonna do this in a my best Trump impression. Kamala Harris is a disgusting hyena. You're being brainwashed by the damn psyop, and you don't even know it. TDS is real. Very bigly. It's verily real. And verily, very bigly, you need help for that. You need mental help. I hope I did you justice. Thank you for the 5. Also, guys, especially over on the portrait side, and really quickly, TikTok, I'm going to mute for a second. Okay. So everybody over on TikTok, YouTube and Twitch, don't forget to hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button. Those are the mutual things on each app. And if you send a super chat, it does go up on the screen. It might take me a moment to address it, but I will address it after a caller, typically, unless it's directed towards the caller. If I happen to see it, I try to talk to them about it. And the best way to support me is going to be on the pay links. If you're on the horizontal stream, I put it up on the stream. So if you're on Twitch or the horizontal Tubi, it's right up there, but it's not required, just up there. I can't put it on the other one because TikTok is a jealous bitch. Anyways, on TikTok, guys, we're really, really, really lacking on the likes, guys. We should have already been at 100,000 likes. Come on, guys. We are going to open up these phone lines. Hey, Pavlovs, go ahead and try to find me on there. Go ahead and try to find my face on there. You'll never have seen it on there.
It's never ready either.
Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm good. How are you?
How old are you?
I'm 15.
Okay, I cannot talk to you. Go play a video game, man. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 29 years old.
29. Okay. And are you still supporting Trump?
Well, I mean, I saw your support line go up there on YouTube, and I was, thinking I had a little problem with my purchase, and I thought I'd try and get a little tech support if you're up for it.
You purchased something from MAGA? Oh.
No, see, like I signed up for the 4-year plan. I tried the 4-year free trial a couple years back in 2016. Worked out fine, but man, this time around I done power cycled the damn thing. I turned it off and back on again about 24 times. It ain't working, man.
Sounds like throw it in the
It ain't
trash.
making America great again.
It's not.
No,
At this
man.
point, I think we just have to throw it in the trash. If you've tried to restart it 47 times, you said?
man, I'll tell you what. Hey, that's a good one. I see what you did there. That's a good one. No, I mean, I signed up. I'm in for a penny, in for a pound. But doggone, man, it's just getting frustrating, man. I mean, you got the Jews whipping up on them damn Arabs over there. Ain't doing nothing about that, man. Got my doggone taxes so high. I'm about to lose my farm to the bank. But I don't know, man. I don't know what to do. Too late to return. I lost the doggone receipt anyway. So I mean, what am I gonna do?
I just want to be clear that a good percentage of Palestine are Christians.
You got a point there. You ain't wrong.
Yeah.
I say Arab more of an ethnic descriptor. I ain't trying to imply nothing about the
Well,
individual
according to
religious
a
proclivities of each one of them. But
1914, I just also this is kind of like really little known knowledge. According to a 1914 Supreme Court ruling, Arabs are white.
you don't say.
Yeah. You want to know
Well, that's
why they
news
made
to
that
me, man.
ruling?
Honestly, I do.
Yeah. It's because in 1914 an Arab Christian cop was told he couldn't, like, somebody got mad that a white man got mad that he arrested his son. So he sued him, and the cop took it all the way up to the Supreme Court level, and his attorneys were very smart. Okay. And they said, you do have to remember that Jesus is from the same area as our client. So
Amen.
they basically backed him into the corner of saying that the Supreme Court had to either acknowledge that Jesus is not white or make the claim that Jesus is white, so therefore all Arab Christians are also white.
I mean, we're splitting hairs there.
No, I
don't
just
think
want it to be
completely-
very clear.
No,
Thank you, Drea.
That's an interesting little vignette you shared with me. I appreciate it very much. I had no earthly idea that the Supreme Court had made such widespread decisions about the ethnic. I don't know. That's a little
race.
bit outside the purview of the. Yeah, I'd say that's a little
that
bit
race
beyond
is that specifically at that time it only applied to Christian individuals from the Middle East, but they did eventually get extended out to all of them, including Muslims. So yes, according to the United
when
States
you start
Supreme
talking
Court,
racial science, things do get a little bit confusing.
they're
I mean,
white.
if you were to ask yourself, I don't know, if you were to ask a German feller in about 1930, they say the Indians is Aryan. I don't know much about all that. I mean,
all right,
or no,
well,
not Aryan. Let's talk.
29.
okay, and are you still supporting Trump?
Oh, I never did. I wanted to do you think that Benjamin Netanyahu was from the gun going to tank Kamala Harris and Joe Biden?
Hi, Chief, over in the purple app. No idea what you even said, but you didn't support Trump, so I hope you have a great day. Not who I'm looking for. Yeah, guys, sorry. I have a lot of interestingly weird knowledge. And that is one of the weird things that I've learned is that according to a 1914 Supreme Court case, Middle Easterns are considered white because they didn't want to admit that Jesus was brown. Hey, Ruger. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes.
Awesome. How old are you?
33.
33. And are you still supporting Trump?
I don't know. It's something that I'm working on learning a little bit more about. I guess I'm not familiar with politics as much as everyone else is these days. So I guess I see so many different things.
So did you vote for Trump?
No.
No? All right, man.
I
Well, okay. Well, I'm just looking for people that are... I am going to move on, man. Thanks. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there? Oh, okay. I'm just saying, guys. That was a little bit weird. Yeah, let me find that. I can't remember the name offhand, so... Dow versus United States. DOWV United States. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yeah.
Awesome. How old are you?
34.
Just wait, JB. 34. And are you still supporting Trump?
Yeah.
Okay. And what has you questioning your belief in the MAGA movement or Donald Trump today?
I would say possibly captured by Israel, but we'll see. He just said that he will not allow them to take Gaza. So we'll see on that.
Okay. So are you willing and able to admit that Donald Trump is actively lying to you in his current administration?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
So when Donald Trump was up there on the UN stage and said that he ended 7 wars, and then he listed all 7 of the wars that he claims to have ended, did he end all 7 of those wars, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. That signed this supposed peace agreement, but it was never the government of Rwanda that was actually attacking the Congo. It was a militia group that was funded by the government of Rwanda, known as M23.
You agree that
known as M23.
Yeah,
And so
M23
because of that, okay. So because this peace agreement was only signed between 2 government officials and never signed with the actual attacking body, the peace agreement doesn't stand because unfortunately people are still being killed by the M23 militia group. And so therefore the war is still ongoing. And even so how about Armenia and Azerbaijan? You obviously don't know. No, it is? Can I see the peace agreement that was signed?
Sure.
Where?
Google it.
Google it. No, I'm actually going to help you out with something. So this is actually do you know when that this do you know when 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 the peace deal was originally drafted between Armenia and Azerbaijan? When was it originally drafted? It doesn't matter. You don't know. So you don't know anything about this. You don't know anything about this is what you're telling me. So I'm going to go ahead and help you out here. It's actually quite simple here. So the peace deal, yeah, it's actually way past your breadth of knowledge, and you've already proven this, okay? So between Azerbaijan and Armenia, no peace deal has actually been signed. Even when they were in the Oval Office in front of Donald Trump and they were on national television, when the representative actually stood up and said, hey, we want to sign this right now. Do you have anything that we can sign? Donald Trump looked at the camera, looked at him, and was like, we don't have anything ready for you to sign. So even then they acknowledged that when they got up and they stood up and they signed, what they signed was literally a blank piece of paper. And to this day, no peace deal has actually been signed, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you why. Because what Azerbaijan is demanding happen is that Armenia update and change parts of their constitution. And in order for them to change their parts of their constitution, there's guess what? It's quite similar to how we operate in the United States of America to a degree. Their population has to vote in order for their constitution to be updated, and no vote has been held in Armenia to update their constitution, so no peace deal can have been signed between Armenia and Azerbaijan. And so we know already that these are still, the conflict is still ongoing, and no peace deal has been signed, point blank, period. Out yet, but it actually just takes a little bit. It takes just a little bit of research to find out that nothing was signed between Armenia and Azerbaijan.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, and I just explained it to you. They signed a blank piece of paper. The representative stood up. And said, hey, we want to sign this now. Do you have anything? And Donald Trump said, we don't have anything drafted. Well, we would like to sign something. So they signed a blank piece of paper. Oh my God. Wow. ChatGPT. Oh yeah, ChatGPT. He tells me to ChatGPT. Did you try clicking on the little paper clip, or did you forget what a paper clip looked like?
Oh no, I just wanted to get the image because there's
Did you click on the paper clip, or did you forget what it was? Did you forget what a paper clip looked like?
So you're just
Did you click on the paperclip, or did you forget what a paperclip looked like?
Oh, I forgot what a paperclip looked like. Yet
Yeah, that sounds
that
serious.
there's clearly a signed agreement.
No, there's not.
there's
It's literally, you
photo
obviously
evidence
never
of
watched.
President
You
Hillary
didn't
Clinton.
watch
That
the
in and of itself.
national news conference that
anyone
was
else wanted
held.
to,
You didn't
you
watch
could
the news
easily
conference that
fact
was
check
held where the representative stood up
No,
and
there was
asked
no
and
news
said, we
conference.
want to sign this now. And Donald Trump
Oh, really?
said to the American public, we don't have anything drafted for you to sign. And they're like, well, we want to sign something. So they handed him a blank piece of paper to sign. It was a blank piece of paper. It was a blank piece of paper. You didn't watch it. Try watching it for once. Holy shit. Try Googling something. I don't know, because nothing was signed. There is no agreement that's been filed with the United States State Department, which if it was signed by the United States President or a representative of the United States, then it would have been up there. But it's not up there. Isn't that funny how that stuff works? Like, it's not up there. It doesn't exist. I don't know what your problem. Like, this is so funny. Like, you don't. I don't know what's going on. Well, we'll see why it's so low, because I wasn't even trying. But this is so funny. The fact that he can't admit he's wrong and then tries to cite ChatGPT as a source. ChatGPT is not a source. ChatGPT is a search engine. ChatGPT can be wrong, 100% wrong. Like, I don't know what's actually wrong with you. You are so hilarious. Oh, you didn't even know that Azerbaijan was requiring that Armenia update their constitution, and in order for them to do that, it requires a vote of their population in order for them to update their constitution. And because that vote has not been held, that's why Armenia and Azerbaijan cannot sign a peace agreement.
Let me just get the exact verbiage here.
We're good. I'll like, y'all don't look up shit. Y'all are so dumb. Y'all are so dumb. Y'all are so dumb. I don't normally say that, but y'all are, it's a special brand. They don't know how to do their research. That was a special brand. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hi, how old are you?
27.
Okay. And are you still supporting Trump?
Yes.
Yes. All right. And are you willing and able to admit that Donald Trump is actively lying to you?
No.
No, you can't think of even 3 lies from Donald Trump? If you're waiting to hear me through the stream, I would advise you to stop the stream and just listen through your phone call.
I'm not watching this.
Oh, okay, good, because that was an unnecessary lag then between my question and your answer. And that's why I figured you were watching the stream.
No, he doesn't lie to me.
Gotcha.
Nigga.
Mm-hmm. So, can you tell me, let's see. Donald Trump says that he's ended inflation. Do you believe that?
Yes, nigga.
He ended inflation?
Yes.
Then why is the Department of Labor and Statistics, which is the one that, does all of that, why is it that they report inflation to have gone up 0.2% from July to August?
0.2%.
Yeah, it's up. It was at 2.7% in July, and now it's at 2.9% in August. But Donald Trump said that he's ended inflation, which means inflation should be at 0.
Inflation doesn't stop, nigga. It just slows.
Gosh, you are a child, aren't you? Well, then, so David, tell Donald Trump to stop saying that he's ended inflation. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes.
Awesome. How old are you?
34. I see you looked up the Azerbaijan peace agreement.
I didn't actually.
Also, yeah.
Do you want to
Trump's
see
ended
what's on my
inflation.
screen? Here, I'm going to show you what's on my screen. It's actually my
Good.
stream health is on my stream right now for
Yeah.
YouTube.
So how about the
Like, it's
inflation?
actually
So
quite
yeah, the
simple.
economy's
That's
up
what's up
3.5%,
there right
and that's
now, and
inflation-free.
that's for my horizontal stream. So it's very interesting how people always think like I've done something that I haven't done, when also the only other thing I did was type in my Discord
Maybe you should.
server to reply to a mod. I'm so glad
Maybe you
you
should.
have an assumption. Have a great day. Like, you guys are so dumb. Oh, I saw you do this. Typing on my keyboard means that I've done something that you wanted me to do? Man, you must have an overinflated sense of ego. God, y'all are fucking weird. I don't know why you can't hear the callers, because it's up there. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline, though. Are you there?
Yeah, I am.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 23 years old.
23. Okay, and are you still supporting Trump?
Yes.
Okay, are you willing and able to admit that Donald Trump is actively lying to you?
On certain topics, yeah, perhaps, yeah.
Can you give me an example of 3 lies?
No, not really. Nothing really comes to mind.
Nothing comes to mind?
Nothing specifically.
Nothing specifically. Okay. So, is there still inflation in the United States of America right now?
Yes.
Yeah? Oh, so why does
Yep.
Donald Trump keep telling everybody, the American people, including the United Nations, that he's ended inflation?
Yeah, that's a valid point. I think his economic policy is much more long term. So the short term inflation is not really important or relevant.
It's not important, nor is it relevant. Then please tell me why. Oh my goodness.
Because, like I said, it's his. He has a long-term economic plan.
No, if he had a long-term economic plan, he wouldn't be trying to interfere with the Fed, which is, the ones that set interest rates, and demanding that they lower the interest rates millions of times, because it's the Fed's job to actually look at a long-term plan for the United States as a country, as a whole. So tell me why, if all of these tariffs are working and everything's going great and Donald Trump has this long-standing plan, and that nothing's going wrong, like, tell me why companies are announcing to do layoffs starting either in October or the beginning of next year.
Okay, so you just threw a lot of information at me. I can't.
It actually wasn't even that much.
It was, but I can talk about the Fed. I think actually it is a very good thing that the Fed is being taken over by the executive.
You want an independent agency that has always been an independent agency to be a partisan agency now?
Not exactly. It's a little more nuanced. So basically, the Federal Reserve is a bank, correct? It's a bank. They issue credit, right? And I believe that a bank is actually unconstitutional and should not be allowed, right? It was started in 1913, right? And it was started as an independent thing, right? It was created by capitalists by financial institutions in order to control the U.S. dollar, right? And so I think this is a bad thing, and I think that actually the Fed should be abolished. And I think this is the first step. The first step is to Make it not independent. Make it
Nope, you're dumb. Guess we should just get rid of the FDIC as well. Yeah, exactly. He wants the economy to crash. I do. It is weird, Parkers. I agree. It's actually something just off the wall. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
How's it going? Can you hear me?
I can. How old are you?
25.
25. Okay. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I don't regret my decision to vote for him.
That's not what I asked.
I think that's the direction we should be heading in, but yeah.
Yeah, that's not what I asked. So let's try this because this should be like a yes or no, or maybe a slightly prefaced question to a degree. But are you still supporting Donald Trump?
At the moment, yes, but
Okay.
that could definitely change.
Yeah, see, so the reason why I asked that question now is because it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with who you voted for, because I've talked to third-party voters who support Donald Trump. So that's why I'm like, I don't care about why you voted or if you're still supporting your vote. That has nothing to do with it. Donald Trump is the sitting acting president of the United States of America. I don't understand why questions are so difficult. Okay. So with that, what has you questioning your support for Donald Trump today or the MAGA movement today that you're calling in?
There are two things. You actually brought this up before, and it is actually how he's been pressuring the Fed. Additionally, the second point is I don't like how
Can you
he
get
responded
closer to your phone? You're low even for me.
Sorry. Okay. The second point is I don't like how he responded to the Kirk murder or assassination. I think he should have been a bit more, I guess, balanced. Hello?
Dude, I can barely hear you. It sounds like you're in a different zip code from your phone.
Sorry. It's probably just my phone. Can you hear me now? I'll try speaking louder.
No, you sound the same.
All right.
Yeah, it's pretty bad when my TikTok chat can barely hear you. And they always hear everybody.
I could call back later with like a microphone. I'll have to go get one.
Yeah, I have like my sound for you is at max too. Like,
Okay.
I don't know what's
Must
going
be
on
my
with your
phone.
phone.
Okay.
I was bad. Like it's bad when I can barely hear him. Good. Nobody should like how Donald Trump handled that. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 23. I have a question. Why did you hang up?
Oh, because I don't think you understand what a boundary is. And so when I hang up on somebody, it's because you weren't listening. And when I hang up on you, that means don't call back for the rest of the day. So let's try this again. Ah! Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there? Start barking. That'd kind of be funny. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yeah.
Ah!
How come you
Fucking kink over here. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 33.
Okay. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I actually never supported him. I just have a question.
Oh, well, no, thank you, man.
Since you...
I made the dog react. camera looked at me like, am I supposed to respond? Now I see why you voted for an adjudicated essayer. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there? Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 65.
You're 65. Awesome. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
You are. And what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
Am I supposed to? Are you wanting people that are questioning their support to call in? I'm sorry if I missed that. I just tuned in.
No, you're fine. Are you questioning your
Oh.
support of Donald Trump and
No,
the
no,
MAGA movement?
I'm saying that. No, because I'm not questioning my support of him. No.
Oh, okay,
I mean,
that's fine.
I don't agree with everything he says or everything he does. I mean, I don't think there's no rational human being would say that they do agree with everything a president does.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, if the alternative is someone like Biden who had dementia, you can argue that point all you want. My own doctor, I asked my own doctor about it, who was 80 years old.
If your doctor, I'm going to tell you something really quickly. If your doctor gave an opinion, then he broke his Hippocratic oath, because he would know for a fact that doctors are not allowed to give diagnoses without actually formally evaluating the patient himself. No, sir, because that's a lie. I don't care what your doctor said, because if he gave a medical opinion on someone and what they looked like and gave a medical diagnosis to you, an individual that's not a doctor, right, or has anything to do with Joe Biden or anything else, I can 100% admit that Joe Biden was old as dirt. Okay, he was old as fucking dirt and should have never been in the president, should have never been trying to run for president again. Cool beans, awesome. I don't give a fuck. But if your MD doctor gave you a diagnosis for somebody without formally evaluating them, then yes, sir, they violated their Hippocratic oath to being a doctor, and they should have never done that. No, you can move on. We can actually stick to Donald J. Trump, who is the actual sitting president of the United States of America.
I'm fine with sticking with Trump. That's fine then. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if you're capable of that then. So are you
I'm
willing
more than
and
capable.
are you willing and able to admit that Donald Trump is actively lying to you since he's been inaugurated into office this time?
Give me some examples of his lies.
Oh, so you don't know anything about?
Ma'am, I don't know of any politician that doesn't tell lies. I don't think they should. I don't agree with it. I mean, morally, I believe it's wrong. But what politician doesn't lie to us?
Okay, I haven't brought this up today, but I'm always quite curious. Like,
I live in the real world. I mean, things aren't always
like
as they should be. Believe me. I mean, if I was
Sure.
running things, I'd do a lot of things different from the way people are. Of
Who
course,
pays
who
for
am I?
tariffs?
The tariffs, I believe he's using them as a bargain chip.
No,
a bargaining chip.
that's not what I asked. I said who
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
who pays for tariffs?
Oh, we do.
We do. Who's we?
The people that buy the products that the tariffs put on. I'm not. I'm
Okay.
pretty well educated.
Can you
I don't have a college degree, but I'm 65 years old.
And
I've
that's
been-
fine. Nobody
I've
needs
been-
to have a college degree to have these conversations,
Uh-huh.
okay? But I am just curious. Then, if you acknowledge that we pay the tariffs, then why is Donald Trump still telling the American population that it's the foreign government paying the tariffs to the United States government?
Why is he still doing it? Because
Why
he believes
does
that's the best thing to tell. He believes that's the best thing to tell people.
Oh,
Now,
so
look,
he's
I
just,
don't
you're
have a-
okay
I
with
don't
him
have a degree in
actively
economics.
lying to the American population on the fact that they're the ones that eventually end up paying the tariffs when companies pass on the cost of the tariffs to the American consumer?
Well, everyone I know that knows anything knows that we pay the tariffs. I think he's using the tariffs as a bargaining chip to get people to do what he wants them to do.
Interesting. And
You
this
know,
is the first time
and
that
who-
you've ever tuned in. What I would encourage you to do then is just like go through and watch some of my streams, because the most of the American MAGA base that talks to me, and I talk to new people every day, believes that it's the foreign government that pays the United States that 15, 20%, 30% tariff that we've placed blanketed on all products coming out.
Well-
And then not only
then
that,
there is
now
nothing.
now he's announced that he's going to do 100% tariff on pharmaceuticals starting October 1st. So now not only that, but our price of drugs are going to go up, and anybody that hasn't already enrolled in their new health insurance plan is probably going to pay more in their health insurance premium just for their prescription drug prices.
That may well be. Like I said, this whole thing is so complicated. The question I have for you and anyone like you, I mean, I call into several podcasts, and I only call into the people I don't agree with. I don't call into anyone that supports Trump because I don't want to talk to people that I agree with. I like to talk to people that have to have a different view of things. I've always made it a point when I read the newspaper, I would always read Thomas Friedman, Molly Ivins when she was alive, E.J. Herbert, Leonard Raspberry, all of the people I did not agree with were the first columns I went to. Because if I'm going to argue about something or have an opposite viewpoint, I better be able to defend why I have that viewpoint. And I'm not telling you, I don't know I know what you mean by MAGA, but I support Trump because I think he's the best thing we have, or the best alternative we have. Of course, I would like to see somebody like Thomas Sowell as president or Victor Davis Hanson. I think they would make excellent presidents. If you know who Victor Davis Hanson is.
I thought we were talking about tariffs, and you said you were going to tell me something on it, and now you've just
I'm sorry. I don't get through very often. I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry. Like I said, I don't get through very often, and I have a lot of things I like to say, but the tariffs, like I said, yeah, I understand we're paying them.
So why is it good?
Oh, okay.
Why? No, you would know. You would hear it.
Ma'am, I don't know. I don't know if the long term it will be good. That's one of the things I think is wrong with our society. Everything we try to do, if we don't get immediate results out of it, it's not working, we say. I don't know. I believe Donald Trump, as a successful businessman, knows a lot more about this than I do, and most everybody out there. Whether it's it may in the long term, it may be a problem. It may be wrong. I don't know. But I don't understand why people like you are so adamant that it's wrong when you haven't really given. He hasn't been president a year yet.
Because he did this in his first term, and we know what happened in his first term. So let me help you out with something, okay? So back when Donald Trump first announced that he was going to ever run for office in 2015, he came down those golden escalators, sat down, and had an interview with Kelly Tur. And when he was interviewing with Kelly Tur, he'd already talked about he was going to place tariffs on other countries such as China. And Kelly Tur pointedly asked him, hey, so we know that your Trump ties are manufactured in China. If you're going to place blanket tariffs on a country like China in order to bring manufacturing back to the United States, are you then going to move all of your manufacturing that you have in China, not just for ties, but at least for ties specifically, are you going to move it back to the United States of America? And Donald Trump very pointedly said, no, because it's still cheaper to make it in China.
Okay.
So that's why, and he never did, Trump ties are still made in China. In fact, most of the MAGA merch is still made in a country like China. Most of everything that comes from Donald Trump's enterprises is made in China. See, this is what people don't understand, is that manufacturing did not return to the United States of America in his first term when he initiated tariffs on a blanket scale to all of these countries, right? Specifically China. We'll just say the blanket tariffs on China. We did not see a return or a rise in the manufacturing industry in his first term, nor did he still not bring back his own manufacturing to this day from China to the United States of America. Donald Trump is case in point that tariffs do not bring manufacturing back to the United States of America. He is the case in point with his own businesses and industries that he passed on to his kids, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm not arguing with you about that. Like I said, if I look for ideal or purity in everybody I voted for, then I wouldn't vote.
We're not asking for purity, dude. I'm asking you to be critical of the United States president because that's actually what you should do. Every person should be critical of the United States president.
I don't agree with everything he does or says. I'm not one of these people that, Trump's my man and that's it. I don't look at any politician. There's no politician that's ever lived that I would sit there and go, yes, I agree with everything.
Then why are you incapable of being critical of him and what he said?
It's not about being critical of him. Who else am I supposed to support?
You
I would
don't. You
never
can
support a
be like
Democrat.
me. Oh yeah. See that. Thanks for that. That's a whole other thing. You can be like me and not support anyone because that's perfectly capable of doing it. Nothing says you have to support the president of the United States. You can support the office of the president, but you don't have to support the person. Similarly enough to the number of people that say I don't support the United States military, but I sure as shit support our soldiers that are active duty and enlisted or the reserves in the United States military. You can support the office, but you don't have to support the president of the United States. I don't understand why that is so fucking difficult. No, apparently you do, because you can't even be critical of him or say that maybe he should stop fucking lying to the United States. No, you didn't. You're just like, well, we're still. It's okay that he keeps lying to the American people about who pays for tariffs because, I mean, whatever. People are gonna lie. I can't ask my president to be pure. I can't look for a pure candidate to run for president. You should. You know what you should do?
I will admit that.
Awesome. Why are you still supporting a president that's actively trying to violate 10 amendments of the United States Constitution, 3 articles of the United States Constitution, and various laws, and including case law that's been decided by the Supreme Court of the United States?
Why are you...
Okay.
Which exactly?
Cool.
Like I said,
Article 1, Article 2, Article 3. He's violating all 3 of those. When it comes to the United States Constitution, he's violating the First Amendment, 2nd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 10th Amendment, 14th, and the 16th Amendments of the United States Constitution. He's violating the laws where it also says that Congress is the one that gets to do taxes on the American people, right? Because tariffs are in fact a tax on the American people and American businesses. And according to the United States Supreme Court rulings, guess what? Businesses are also treated as people, and so they're also entitled to this, covered under the same law. So since importers, American importers, are the ones that end up paying the tariffs to the United States government, he is therefore implementing a tax on the American people, which is against the 16th Amendment, Article 1 of the United States Constitution, and against case law written by the Supreme Court of the United States in previous decisions, and also against the international trade organizations, right? The WTO that we're a part of. Wow. How about that one? For freedom of speech, right? He's going against that. Freedom of religion. He's going against that. He already violated the Second Amendment with the bump stock bans. What's your question?
I just don't understand why we can't discuss this when you get getting so worked up and so upset.
This isn't me upset, dude. I'm just getting closer to my microphone. No,
it's your microphone, but you sound like you're angry and upset.
You've never heard me before, how would you know what upset sounds like?
Well, like I said, I'm 65 years old, and I've heard quite a few people upset, and you sound a little agitated. Maybe not angry, but agitated.
If you've never heard me before,
I didn't say I've never heard you before.
Don't know what upset sounds like.
I haven't really listened to you that much. I just tuned in just now, so I didn't really know what you were talking about, is what I said.
If you've never heard me before, you don't know what upset sounds like.
Okay, but like I said, I'm an pretty old guy, and like I said, generally I can gauge by the tone of someone's voice and how they're speaking, whether they're upset about something or not. Like I said, I probably am wasting your time talking about this. You're not going to change my mind. I'm not going to change yours. Like I said, I don't worship Trump.
I'm not here to change your mind. If you want to, I'll help you out with something. I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna give you this quote from Theodore Roosevelt. Okay, he gave it in Kansas City on May 7th, 1918. To announce that there must be no criticism of the president or that we are to stand by the president, right or wrong, is not only unpatriotic and servile, but it is morally treasonable to the American public. Nothing but the truth should be spoken about him or anyone else, but it is even more important to tell the truth, pleasant or unpleasant, about him than about anyone else. So when I'm telling everything that Donald Trump is doing and is violating articles and amendments of the United States Constitution, which is violating his oath of office when he was sworn into and inaugurated into office on January 20th of 2025, then this is what I mean by being critical. Your inability to actually criticize and still say that I'm still supporting the president of the United States even though he's violating his oath of office.
Well, ma'am, I don't necessarily agree with all those. Like I said,
it doesn't matter if you disagree with 3 things. It does not matter, sir. The point is, when I first asked you, are you still supporting Donald Trump? And you said yes. Okay. And then when I asked you, can you tell me 3 lies? I can't think of any. Right? Like you couldn't even think of lies that Donald Trump has told. You couldn't even sat back and say, hey, you know what? I don't support Donald Trump on the things that he's doing, specifically, violating articles
Okay,
and amendments of
you're
the
right.
United States Constitution or violating his oath of office. You're not even capable of saying
I don't
that.
agree that he's
It's just that
violating his oath of office. Okay, like I said, like I said, I don't have my copy of the Constitution handy, but I will get my copy out and read it some more, or read it again. I read it many times, and then I will call you back maybe when I can argue my point a little bit better. Like I said, but I'm not a worshiper of Trump. I don't think everything he does is right. But specifically, like I said, I'm sitting around older guy. My memory's not as good as it used to be, and so maybe I'm not equipped right now to argue with you or to even discuss this with you. But even given what you said, even if
let's
it's
try
true,
this real quick.
what are you say that you don't support anybody? Then what do you want to do? I don't see what the point of your show is if you don't support him or Joe Biden, either one. What do you advocate for?
Fucking
What
Joe
do you
Biden
think we should do?
is a story from fucking 9 months ago. People just literally can't forget this man and let him die in peace. Like, just let him go.
I don't want him hounded. No, I don't. I'm not. No, as far as that goes, I don't want him hounded or anything else. But I said I can't forget what he did when he was president and how incompetent he was.
Yeah, it's always anytime when we're like asking people to be critical of Donald Trump, it's always, what about Biden? And what I said, what my point of this doing this stream is for educational purposes, literally for me to teach the masses who are somewhat we have studies that have proven that the majority of people get their education from social media. So this is me on social media trying to provide education.
That's not the case with me. I've been involved or interested in politics and history since I was 10 years old. Like I said, and I've what
are the first degree, like cool? What are the first 5 words of the First Amendment?
First Amendment. Tell you the truth, I can't remember.
Okay.
Sorry, man.
What's the first?
My memory, like I said, I don't know. I don't think I have early dementia, but I'll be honest, my memory's not as good as it used to be, and I haven't read it lately. Like I said, but I'm pretty familiar with the Constitution. I'm not going to claim. Apparently, you are more familiar with it than I am, at least right now. But
because I have a very good memory. Let me ask you this real quick. Oh my.
Okay.
Cool. If you don't know the first 5 words of the United States Constitution, fine. I just put this up on my screen so you guys know that I'm not like looking this up as I'm changing my like goal on TikTok.
That's fine.
What is the very first freedom that is granted in the United States, the First Amendment of the Constitution?
The freedom of the press, the freedom of religion.
No. What's the first one that as it's written for the First Amendment?
I'll tell you the truth, I can't remember whether it's press or freedom of speech.
Neither.
Right offhand. Okay, then you tell me.
It's freedom of religion.
Speech, it's not freedom of religion. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't remember that specifically.
Cool. And what is
like
the freedom? What is the?
Not as good as it used to be.
Oh yeah, guys, I have it written down next to me with my tens unit in my little notebook that has other things from what I talked about yesterday. Yeah, I'm so like reading something. Guys, sorry, I'm laughing at people that are in my chat right now, not you. Like, ooh, I'm reading this while I have my own show right up here on my other device. Yay, you guys are just so funny.
I'm not looking at the screen, ma'am.
No, I know you're not. I said I was laughing at the chat. Okay. So what does the First Amendment protect the United States people from?
The government.
Correct. So why is Donald Trump actively utilizing the government and his executive orders to violate the First Amendment rights, and including it with his executive order talking about flag burning, where he admitted on his open press conference saying that it is in fact a violation of the First Amendment when he signed it? Okay. Well, maybe you should have thought of that when you.
Despicable, but I don't think it should be against the law.
Maybe because it's not despicable and it's actually a part of flag code.
No, like I said, personally, I think it's despicable, but my personal opinion about it is it does not matter. I still think people have the right to do it, even though I don't like it.
All right,
it's
so
like,
then why...
It's like the Confederate flag. I was born and raised in the South. My whole life I've lived in the South, and I despise the Confederate flag. And I'm a right-wing conservative. And I've had several arguments with people here. I had an argument with a man one time, was running around back when Georgia changed its flag in the early 2000s. And took it off, and the man was walking outside my business and carrying it around, and I walked outside, and we had a conversation. I said, why are you so adamant about keeping that on there? And he went, well, it's our history and our heritage. I said, they only put that on the Georgia flag in 1956 because they were pissed off about desegregation and their way of life going away. And this guy was older than me, and he didn't know that. And then he tried to say he did know about it. And I said, well, look, whatever your feelings are about that flag, it represented slavery, and it was evil.
Dude.
And what we were fighting for, our ancestors, I said, most of those boys didn't know any better. Those poor white boys were fighting for something that was helping to keep them impoverished and they're oppressed. I said, but they didn't know it. Most of them didn't. I accept that. I can't impose the mores of my time on them. These people, there was a different era, a different culture. But I still personally think that flag is an abomination. And I don't think it should be banned. I have no problem with it being in museums and places, but I don't think people should be flying it. But like I said, that's me. I don't get to decide those things.
Yep, the Conservative Party lies to their party. I agree.
I don't mean to be ugly with you. I'm not trying to do that. I love talking to people that don't agree with me. I'm sorry. Maybe I wasn't prepared for this. I was just skipping around. I happened to come across you. I have seen you for a few times before. And this time when I came across, I thought, well, I'll try to call in because it seems like every time, I don't know if you know anything about that, every time I try to call in a 720 number, it always said that the Google subscriber is not available, even during your show and other people I've tried to call in.
Yeah, it's because I turned it on Do Not Disturb, because if I don't, I get, I have 21,000 missed phone calls, sir. The only thing people would be hearing is beep, 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 like every 5 seconds.
I'm not, like I said, I'm an old guy. I'm not very knowledgeable about computers and technology. So I always call, I can't, because I've tried to call in you and several other people, and whenever I call it 720, every time it gives me the same message. And I'm thinking, what the hell's the point of having a number if you can't call in?
Oh, no, it's just on Do Not Disturb, because otherwise I would only see in my chat go flying, turn off the beeping, the beeping is annoying, the beeping is annoying, because they love saying that when they just hear it 3 times.
Well, I wouldn't try to tell you how to run your show or anything like that. I'm just glad you answered that, so now I don't wonder why I can't get through when I call in. Like I said, look, you're a very intelligent young lady. I have no doubt. You're very knowledgeable. Like I said, I just wonder sometimes, and you say, and I appreciate you said you're trying to educate the public, because usually when I ask people that, it's pretty partisan all they're trying to do. But I also don't understand how you don't support anybody. Like I said, in a perfect world, none of our politicians would be like they are. They would be honest with us. They would do what's right for the country instead of what's right for themselves or people that they're trying to curry favor with. But that's not the world. We don't live in that world, unfortunately. And right now, if I had a choice, Trump wouldn't be president. There's other people I would pick before him. But he's the one who is right now, and I don't like everything he does, but as far as I'm concerned, he's the best alternative I have right now when we only have a 2-party system. That's the best way I can explain it.
Again, I'm just going to reiterate this, and I'm going to, again, piggyback off of Theodore Roosevelt. Nothing says that you have to support the man that is sitting in the office of president. You can support the role of president, but you don't have to support the sitting active president of the United States of America. You don't have to support anybody. Do you want to know why I say I don't support anybody? Because I am not beholden to a political party. I am not beholden to a politician. And I can sit here and I can be critical. And I would hope that if anybody, like any sane person, were to run for office, they would acknowledge and understand that nobody owes them loyalty. They owe them the right to think as a singular individual, and then also to be critical and call them out on their fucking bullshit. Donald Trump is...
I didn't say I agree with everything he does or everything he says.
I didn't say you did. But the point is you're like, well, I got to support him because I'm not going to support anybody else. And then you're like, I would never vote for a Democrat, which just proves that you are not only... you are beholden to the Republican Party, and then also completely beholden to Donald Trump. If you can't think critically to even consider another party, then yes, you are beholden to that individual, beholden to what he represents, and beholden to that political party, which serves no one, including yourself.
Well, ma'am, when someone comes along that I agree with, have more of a...
I'm done. I'm sorry. That's the point. If for anybody that wants to say that they would never vote for one side, like I would never vote for the other person out of the two-party system, then you have been holding yourself to the party that you are voting for. You have pledged your loyalty to them, and no party deserves your loyalty. Honest to goodness. No party deserves your loyalty. You know who deserves your loyalty? The Constitution of the United States of America deserves your loyalty. The system that makes up our government, our body of government in the United States, deserves your loyalty. That's what deserves your loyalty, not some individual. No individual deserves your loyalty unless you're in a relationship and that's your partner or your kids. Those are the only people that deserve any kind of loyalty to them. All right. And even then, that loyalty can be violated on their end and you can break that. Okay. The point is, literally, the only person or only thing in the United States of America that deserves your loyalty is the Constitution. And if you want to go so far, you can also say the President of the United States. Also, guys, like you kind of let me down over on YouTube. I haven't gotten a single super chat in like an hour, but it's okay. I'm ending anyways. But you guys, for all those people that want to cry and say, well, you're not reading my chat, I'm like, there's a specific way to make sure that your chat gets read. Yes, Donald Trump would use the Constitution of the United States as toilet paper if he could. Donald Trump literally was asked on television, do you believe that you need to follow the Constitution? He's like, I'd have to check with my attorney. I don't know. That's not a question for me. That's a question for my attorney. Forgetting that he swore an oath of office to the Constitution of the United States of America. Swore an oath of office to the Constitution of the United States of America and says he doesn't know if he has to follow the Constitution or Supreme Court orders. That's a fucking problem. And for you people to not realize that, that's a problem. That certainly is more telling on you than it is telling on anybody else. Literally. And the fact that none of y'all can see it is actually ridiculous. You've literally pledged your loyalty to an individual instead of acknowledging the country as a whole, acknowledging the Constitution, which makes up our government body. There's a reason why all of these positions of office require these oaths to the Constitution. Why somebody that is just becoming enlisted in the military requires an oath to the Constitution. I don't really care that he didn't hold the Bible. That part doesn't really concern me at all. It is what it is. Right? The Bible, whatever. I don't even think that anybody should be required to swear upon a Bible. It's literally goes against the First Amendment of the Constitution, in my opinion. And Walosi, they can never articulate why that was a bad choice. They never are able to articulate. You're awesome. Thank you, Paul, for the 2. I appreciate that. All right. Well, really quickly on TikTok, I'm going to mute. I'll be right back, guys. Thank you, Dakota, for the $2 pocket change. I appreciate that. All right. Over on YouTube and over on Twitch, I'm going to go ahead and end for the day. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Don't blah, blah, blah. The Constitution got us here. Okay. Well, thanks, Keg, for the 2. I appreciate that. Donald Trump is ignoring the United States Constitution, and that's the point of my diatribe. Okay. You guys should have a great rest of your Saturday. Behave. I'll be back on live at the same time tomorrow morning. And I hope to see you guys there real quick. I'm going to unmute on TikTok. Let me read this question. Who is responsible for enforcing the president's oath to the Constitution? Congress isn't an enforcing body, neither is the Supreme Court. So, Joey, that is going to be slightly untrue, right? So it is Congress's job with articles of impeachment to enforce the oath of to the Constitution. It is Congress's job. Unfortunately, the Supreme Court handed away some of the powers of not only Congress, but also the Department of Justice by granting the president partial immunity. Yeah, so there's that. But I am going to go ahead and end with, for you guys on the other apps. Thank you for the 5, 2, 2, and 2 from Paul, Dakota, and Keg. I appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good Sunday. Good Saturday. Ha, thanks. Bishop caught me. I said Sunday. It's Saturday. I'll be back online at the same time. 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific. Technically, we are already the fourth body. But, you know, that's actually a good idea, Keg. I'm not entirely sure, like, what side you are on, but that's actually a decent idea. I like that idea. A fourth body. Except that would require a change to the United States Constitution as a whole. So, that'd be a little bit hard. We'd have to add another article. Anyways, that's actually a good idea. But y'all have a good Saturday.